Hello, hello, everyone. Let me know if you can see me. It's been a rough afternoon here in the technical space. Welcome to the Pic-Time Slideshows webinar. I'm here joined by Lauren, which I'm waiting for now. Yes, here is. So my name is Maciej. I am a co-host of this webinar. I'm joined by Lauren Johnson.
Yep, I'm Lauren. I'm one of Pic-Time's senior support agents, and today we're going to talk about the slideshows, which I'm super excited for. It's our newest product that we've just launched with Pic-Time, so I'm very excited to talk about it today.
Yeah, and it's been a while since we've done one of these webinars as well. So if you haven't seen any of these, they are available on the Pic-Time YouTube channel. Let us know in the chat, where are you guys from? I can see that you can see and hear us both. That's perfect. We have like amazing afternoon or morning or evening plan for all of you guys. We know this is like very international meeting in this, space of the four corners of the screen. But yeah, Belgium, Straya, that's not, oh my God, UK, Germany, Cincinnati, France, holy moly. So we are truly, we are covering probably every time zone there is. Just like two technical things before we get into the slideshows. Here in the chat that you guys are all using, you can just change the option to speak to panelists and attendees, because if you are speaking just to panelists, you are just speaking to us. If you are speaking to panelists and attendees, everyone else will also will be available, like able to see you guys in the chat, so you can just have a nice conversation here in the comments as well. And in terms of questions, so we are going to be trying to answer some of the questions in the chat, but you can also use a Q&A function as well. There's like this Q&A little thing down here that you probably see. I hope you guys see it. So yeah, so there will be a moment as well at the end for so some more of a Q&A questions, and some of them will be answered in the chat. Yeah, I think from the technical stuff, that's good.
Yeah, sounds pretty good to me.
Sounds good. Okay, so we are here. First of all, I'm going to invite Nerit and Amir here to us, because they wanted to say a few words about the general idea and the mindset behind the whole slideshow addition to the Pic-Time. So Pic-Time founders Nerit and Amir.
Let's see. Yes, we're here, but you need to enable the video.
I will. Here.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay, great.
How are you?
It's been a while, Maciej and Lauren. Hi, I see Lauren all the time, but it's been a while since we saw you. Something happened with your fingers. We need to talk about it before we start. So
That's my style.
Okay. So we wanted to just say, first of all, say hello to everyone, to our panelists, and to all the attendees. It's always so exciting to see all the places in the world that we're able to reach. So that's great. Amir will start. We took a higher chair, so it looks higher, but
I'm always lower, so now I took a higher chair.
And your face.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so just a few words about the slideshow. This is something that was on the table since the day we started, but it kind of we pushed it aside all the time, and then suddenly the time has come. Everything cleared. The critical thing that we learned through the way that the slideshows are not just another option for people to deliver photos is we realized the more we work with Pic-Time, that is a critical component of the whole online journey of your users. It's a critical component for any gallery, and we thought that it's not enough that it's integrated, that we wanted to have, and we have lots of ideas of how to take this slideshow forward. So there's a lot of uses, from teasers with the very quick, rapid changes of the photos, and very short, just to create the appetite to see the photos and to get the feel of the session, not really to see the photos, all the way to the emotional experience, a slower way of viewing the photos in a better way. integrates very well with all kinds of automation strategies that we have in the system. And we have a lot of things coming in with automations in the next few months. There'll be a lot of improvements to the slideshows, integrating it and using the capabilities there to optimize the goals you want to achieve with your clients online. So this was one of the things that really pushed us to charge on that now, full force. We thought that since it's so critical that everybody, like we saw it as a critical part of the gallery, we decided it was a very long discussions whether it's an add-on with additional pricing because there's the additional cost of the rendering of the MP4 files and the audio library and so on. But since we believe that most galleries should have it, we decided to create it, to make it part of the package. So it will be easy for people to go in and do that. And both to the galleries and also like we saw that people took it immediately to stories and to take the sessions and promote them online, which is amazing, which is great. So that's the slideshows for us. It's only the beginning of an exciting journey. We have cool things coming. Like in the next few months, it will be every month there'll be a few things coming in, which we're really excited to roll out.
I think that I'll add a few words. I think for me, I think that the first slideshow that we saw was like literally 3 or 5 minutes after the launch. So we launched and then we already saw somebody tagging us with the slideshow. So that means, you know, it's easy. It was for us such a good sign that yes, we did something right. So
I don't know who was it, but yeah, we raised the toast when it happened. We were so happy with this one.
Yeah, and then there were more followed after that. It was amazing to see like the variety of photographers that are using it, from like wedding to engagement sessions and family and newborn and like just vendors, just like all over. Different kind of music, like tracks and songs. It was interesting to see the reaction to the beat matching. Some did like a very fast one, some did like a very slow one. We were asked for a slower one.
It's coming.
And it's coming.
Next week, yes, yeah. Sunday, Monday.
Amir is such an ADHD, so he has to do everything. Like, oh, we need to do, yeah, we're doing it now. So that's your luck that he's so impatient of doing things. So yeah, the slower slow beat will be coming soon next week. But really, it's lovely to see everything. Keep tagging us. We're very excited to see it. And the plans for the futures are bigger, and the synergy that we have between the gallery and the slideshow has so much potential.
And the marketing.
And the marketing.
Yeah.
And these three components together has so much potential, and we're going to use it. I saw in the group that somebody asked for using the likes. So the clients like, and this is an example of one of the things that we will be adding, an example of the synergy between a gallery and the slideshow and having them all in the same place.
Oh, so you're just, you know, throwing a sneak peeks of a future features like that, like, oh, we heard that, like, this is coming, that's exciting.
Yeah.
No, but the real cool things we will not talk about.
Okay. So the real cool things are the ones that we don't know nothing about. That sounds super exciting. Thanks so much. Do you have anything else on the list that you want to share with us right now?
No,
you ask us
we're good. No, I'm just making sure that I didn't interrupt.
That you can kick us out.
We're excited to see the discussion, and I'm really thankful for the panelists that made it. I mean, Anni Graham was like very last minute, and it's great to have you all here. And we'll be watching it.
Yes, we're now moving to the TV to see that.
Yeah, Amir always watches the webinar on the big TV. And so.
That is exciting. Okay,
Good
amazing.
luck, Maciej and Lauren, and thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the insights and congratulations on the new feature. Like we see in the comments, we see in the chat is going on fire about how awesome slideshows are. Yeah, and if there is more to come and more exciting things, that gets us even more excited, like us photographers, I mean. So yeah, so bravo, Nir and Amir, and thank you so much for sharing
Thank you.
the insights with us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, Lauren, what do you think about the new features coming? Are you excited as well?
I'm so excited. Yeah, there's some really cool ones that are going to be coming out that Amir didn't mention that I'm very excited for. So
Okay.
yeah, we love getting photographer feedback, and like that's what makes our products even better. And at the end of the day, what we want is our photographers to make more money. And that's one of the things that, you know, I really love about the slideshows is that it's this really great marketing opportunity to really kind of bring your clients back to the emotion of their, you know, photo session that they've done. And it really connects them to the photos and really, you know, encourages them to, you know, print out their work and share those photos on social media. And so the slideshows are just a really, really great tool for that. Shall we get into a quick demo for it?
Yeah. I just want to add that there's so many, you know, opportunities with the slideshows right now as well. So I'm really excited about the guests that we are having just in a few minutes, because they're gonna share with us how they use slideshows, and then we're gonna have like a little discussion about what would be a great options to do with the slideshows. But first, show us the thing, show us the features that we have now, show us the whole system, how it works.
Excellent. Sounds good. So I'm going to give just a super quick demo on how you can create the slideshow in your account. But first of all, we'll look at it on the project page itself. Now we have it so that the slideshow will appear right here, just front and center in the project, so that the client can really easily see it. They can play it, they can download it, and they can share it with friends and family on social media. So it's a really, really wonderful tool for your clients to share their photos, and also, again, for you as a photographer for marketing or any sort of thing that you want to use the slideshow for. So we'll go ahead and I will bring this screen over here. And this is the Photos tab of your project. So this is where you upload the photos. And you can come over here and click Add Scene, and this is where you'll find the Create Slideshow button. And you can name your scene, you can move the scene around, you can even have multiple slideshows in the same scene as well if you want to do maybe a slideshow for social media versus a full gallery slideshow versus a highlight slideshow. You can have multiple different options in a scene. We will go ahead and go into this one first. And right here, we can see that we've got the slideshow and we've got a bunch of different buttons that we can do. Now, when you first create your slideshow, you actually can choose the format option for your slideshow. So this one is just the standard image layout. There's another one that's a more 19:6 format for videos. And then there's a vertical format that you can choose for social media. And one of the really great things about the slideshow feature is that you can pull images directly from your gallery. So when you first create the slideshow, you can choose images directly from your gallery. And you can also come over here and click the Add Photos button. And again, select photos directly from your gallery. You can even upload your own photos if you need any additional images as well. And that's really nice too, because then you don't have to upload photos twice, sort of deal. So in the slideshow editor, you know, it's pretty straightforward. We've got our crossfade section right here to choose how all of the slides will fade into each other. We've got the watermark option if you want the slideshow to have your watermark on it at all. And we have this fit feature, or the time duration feature for the slides. So we have fast
sorry, Lauren,
beat
just the one request from the chat. Could you speak a little slower?
Yes, I can speak a little slower. Thank you. Yeah, so the beat matching is really cool. We have a vast music library of a bunch of songs that you all can choose from. And you can select the speed for the slides to appear in your slideshow. So the beat match will match the beat of the song, and you can also choose standard speed durations as well. And in the slideshow editor, we can come over here and click this plus icon right here to add music. And this is what will open the music library. So you can search for, via different parameters, or you can even search through some playlists that we have. You can also upload your own music. You can also come in and you can favorite different songs as well. And if you have let's say we have, normal speed 2 seconds per slide selected. If we come back to the music library, we can see it even tells us how many slides we need to add or remove depending on the length of the song too. So there's a lot of things that you can even do here in the music library. We can select the song, we can add it to favorites, and then we can even look through our favorited list as well. And you can add multiple songs to a slide if you want. And again, you can even add your own music too. And then you can also set the download settings for the slideshow. And this is, pretty standard across Pic-Time with, the download. But then you can also choose to sell the slideshow if you want. So you can set that up in your store pricing, and you can choose a few different price points for your slideshow depending on what the slideshow is and what the end user will be using the slideshow for. And to edit the actual fun part of the slideshows, the designing part, you can come up over here and click the slide layout button to view the different slides options. There's a bunch of different slides that you can choose from. And you can also change the background color for the slideshow as well. You can select one of our colors, or you can even use this fun color picker as well to totally get really into the details of each image to make it the exact match of your photo. And you can even add your own text as well to the cover images too. So we can come over here, we can change the font, we can change the size and spacing and all of that sort of thing. And we can even come over here and we can change our logo too if we have different logo options. And all of these images were provided by Sean Flanagan of Fistful of Built. So you've seen all of these photos on social media already. They're really beautiful images. And one of the other things that is really neat about the slideshows is that you can really easily drag and drop photos into the slides. So maybe I want to replace an image, I can do it like that really quickly. I can even rearrange the photos like this, and I can come over here and I can also really quickly arrange the slides too if I want to move slides around as well. And to share the slideshow, you can integrate it onto your website or blog post. So you don't even have to, make another slideshow on your website to share. You can just integrate it immediately into your blog or website. And this is where you would find the coding for that. And you can also download the slideshow, of course, to put on the internet, to give to your clients on a USB, to share via social media, and then you'll find the download icon here as well. And one of the things I really love about the slideshows is that social media option, and it's super fantastic. We've already seen a bunch of our photographers do it, and I'll just pull up one of Oli's little Instagram slideshows here. He's got it on his reels right now, and you can see we've got it already ready on our social media, and it's fantastic. It's great engagement. Everybody loves it, so you really can't go wrong with adding, the slideshows to your social media, because again, it's a really great marketing tool, but we will talk about that a little bit more with all of the panelists here in a second. So that's my spiel. Maciej, back to you.
Yes, that was nice. All the customization features, also I know you love them, but I enjoy them as much as you do, like changing the colors, picking the colors from the photo, adding slides in between or title slides. What I did a few times is I did another title slide to put somewhere in the middle, and you can just put some quotes in it, or maybe just some subtitle for the scene, so getting ready, or maybe name of the venue or something like that. So there's so many opportunities to easily customize it, just to add some little bonuses to the whole experience, and to uplift the whole experience. And And also beautiful slideshow by Oli Sansom, who will be here with us. So you can also check this out on his Instagram if you haven't already. So now we will invite all of our panelists here, and we'll have a little chat with each of them, and then we'll have, a little chat together as a panel with just some topics, with some of the ideas. Maybe you guys have some ideas in the comments. Also, like as for now during the panel, Lauren will help us in the comments with the questions. So if you have any technical questions about what was just showed to all of us, feel free to just ask, and hopefully Lauren will be able to answer them. And then some of them maybe we'll just take to the panel as well, if we find them interesting. So now, if I could have everyone from the panel to turn on their cameras. We'll see if you can just do it, or I'll just do it on my own. Hello, team. Wait, one more.
Hey.
How are you guys? Yes, perfect. So, okay, maybe I'll just go to each of you individually, so you can just say hello. It's going to be easy. So first of all, we have Michael Toman from Ireland.
Hey, Maciej. You didn't tell us what happened to the fingers.
Yeah, that's a style choice. I decided that it looks cool on the camera. No, I'm joking. Let's say I cut myself. That's simpler question. It's like the question needs a long answer. So Michael, if you could just tell us just a few words about you, and then I'll jump to the next panelist, so we can just have a quick introduction. So Michael, you are?
Hi, I'm Michael Toman from Story of Eve. I am a videographer and photographer. Is that enough?
And a graphic designer as well, as far as I know.
Yeah. I have a couple of different brands, so I guess we'll get into the slideshows, but I use them for my commercial brand, Behind the Fold, and for my wedding brand, which is Story.
Lovely. Yes, we'll get into that in a second. So next we have Twyla Jones from States, a family photographer. Twyla, can we have a few words from you?
Hey, Maciej, my fingers look like that after one of the first times I flew my drone and thought I could catch it.
No way.
Hey, I'm Twyla. I'm a photographer and educator based in Florida, and I am so excited about these slideshows.
Amazing. This is something, this is something up your corner, definitely. And,
oh my God,
and we're going to talk about that very soon. Then we have amazing, brilliant Oli Sansom from Australia. Is it middle of night for you, Oli?
Bro, it's all a blur. But hey, man, my main question is, what are you packing a man bun back there behind you?
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Hey, team, I'm a photographer, designer, educator, fluff arounder, and stoked to be here.
Yes, we are really excited as well to have you here. Next up, we have Cornell Watson, a family photographer as well. Hi, Cornell. We haven't met yet, so nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. I came with my own story for your fingers. I said it's because you were building all the slideshows. So that's what happened.
Yeah, I was just hassling, the slideshows. So we're going to talk about a little bit with you about simple cell system, because that's what you use, and I think that's really also there's a nice opportunity for slideshows in there as well. And just tell us, where are you from?
Yep, I'm in Durham, North Carolina.
Okay.
Yep, photographer, family photographer, photojournalist, whatever bucket you want to put me in.
Yeah, we're just, having all the buckets here of every type of photographer, because we do think also that slideshow fits kind of every industry of photography. And then we have Anni Graham.
Yes,
hi, Anni.
Hi.
Nice to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you. I'm a photographer, elopement photographer based in Oregon. And I'm here because I'm not in labor. I'm about to have a baby. That's why
no
I was
way.
the last
Congrats.
one I didn't know if I could make it but I'm here.
Okay, so we're very glad you are here to share with us your opinion on the slideshow and your ideas for the slideshow. So maybe we'll start with you, since we already have you here. So for in terms of like your business, like, were you delivering slideshows already?
Yeah, I was. So as an elopement photographer, I mean, I'm basically just trying to create a really curated emotional experience when you give your pictures, when I deliver my pictures. And so that's kind of the biggest way that I was using slideshows before, from a third party. And I just felt like it was such an amazing way to, it's like delivering all your pictures at once can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming, you know, and there's just, there's so many different versions of each moment that was happening. And so I've just always felt like slideshows is such a key way to kind of condense everything and curate everything down into an emotional experience. I also don't do slideshows chronologically.
Okay.
I make them, all the pictures, very random, so that the viewer can kind of get like a glimpse of how the entire day felt, instead of the story, because that's what the pictures are, is like the story unraveling. But it's I use the slideshows as a way to kind of highlight key emotions. And so it's like a very emotional thing. So like picking the music takes me a really long time. Picking the pictures that I put in the slideshow takes a really long time. And but I was doing it all third party. And I live in such a small mountain town that it would take an extra day just to upload the pictures to the third party user to then integrate it into Pic-Time. So I'm so excited that I don't have to do that anymore. And I can just directly link from the gallery that I already uploaded. So that's been a really big game changer for me. But that's like pretty much the main way that I have been using slideshows, and I do use slideshows as just kind of a way for someone to emotionally experience all the different moments that happened, and then to have this different experience with the pictures where they go through it chronologically and see how the story unfolds. So
I really love what you said about the chronological thing. Sorry, my tongue is all crazy today. And also my son just came up to the office and said that my other son peed on the floor. So I just like couldn't start laughing. But yeah, hopefully the chaos will be taken care of. So yeah, because like I would do like my idea of presenting a wedding photos would be chronological, because like the story, but then like what you said about, you know, having that glimpse of every moment like right away, that's amazing. And do you have a good feedback from your clients as well? Like how, like, I'm guessing they love the slideshows.
I honestly love the slideshows even more than the pictures. Which they weren't able to download the slideshows before. And they were always asking me, how can we get these slideshows? How can we, you know, share this with our family and friends? But yeah, I think that I get messages from people before they've even gone through their galleries, because they've just watched the slideshow and it's been such an emotional experience that they feel compelled to tell me something about it. So I think, and especially since I started doing them out of chronological order and just kind of as this like montage of what happened, I've gotten more and more and more responses from people, and it's their favorite thing. It's the most emotional part of their entire gallery. And when it's condensed and curated, I think it's just so much easier to digest. And you kind of are seeing like the best moments that happened. And so yeah, I think for them, they always tell me that that was like the highlight of their whole experience with me, was going through the slideshow. And I think through, you know, even the music, I think is such a big deal, thinking through, like there was a song that this couple kept singing on their elopement day. Like they just had it stuck in their heads and they kept singing it. And I wrote it down on my phone on the elopement day. And then I used that song for the slideshow. So even just trying to think through of like music that's really something very relevant for the day, or maybe something, I had one where one of the guests played just acoustic guitar, a song, like a Jack Johnson song for them. And so I use that as like the slideshow music. And then it all comes back and it's just everyone's weeping. I'm happy. So yeah, slideshows are like, I will never not include a slideshow because the feedback is just through the roof for them every single time.
And the impact is so powerful as well. And I'd like one more question before we go to the next person. I do want to ask you for a tip on how many photos would you typically include, like, or suggest, like, would you scale it down to like a very curated number, you know, of images, or would you still include a lot of images in a slideshow?
So I keep it slow. Like I want the pictures to be maybe 3 or 4 seconds per picture, which is kind of a long time if you've ever made a slideshow. So depending on the song, it might end up being only like 50 images of an entire, like a 1200 image gallery. So it's pretty condensed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for that. Thanks so much for sharing your tips. The chat is loving that. So yeah, also give it up in the chat for Annie. Thank you again. So, but stay with us. We're gonna have like some more discussions also in a second after our interview, all of our panelists. So Cornell, onto you. Like, so you shoot a family. But I kind of have a family photography and like simple cell system, as we said before. So that's something actually like the first like straight off question, like how are you planning to include? Do you have already vision? How will you include the slideshow in your packages, or you're still debating how to use it?
Yeah, you're right. I use the simple cell system, and yeah, I'm thinking about like how to just include it in the three packages that I offer with the simple cell system. But it is, for me, the slideshow is like part of the magic for the simple cell system. It's the first thing that the family sees, and it's the music and the beat. Like I'm a big fan of the beat match. Because for me, it's almost like a movie, and like the way that like movie directors like score a movie film, right? It's like the images move to the sounds, like to the soundtrack. So it, I forgot who said this, maybe it was Twyla, but it pulls them in emotionally. And like most of the families that I talk to after they see the slideshow, before they even look at the images, they were like, "Oh my God, you should have like told me to like have tissues prepared," right? So like I think that emotional feeling and energy that they get after watching the slideshow then pours into the transactional part of, I mean, we're all entrepreneurs, right? But it then pours into the decision-making process, because they have 24 hours to decide what package they're going to choose from the simple sales system. So it is very important that the slideshow triggers an emotional response. And that means curating and culling the images down to the ones that are the most impactful and have that emotional connection. And then also making sure that the music matches the mood and the experience that you're trying to give to the family.
Yeah, because like I kind of get a feeling that you spend a lot of time picking the right music. Am I right?
Yeah. So yeah, I'll spend I'll spend as much time as I need to find the right song. And what I found, because before Pic-Time, I used another third-party tool, and like the song selection wasn't that great, and so I like almost like narrowed it down to like a handful of songs that almost always work. Because like for the family, it's the first time that they're hearing the song, right? For me, it might be like 100 times that I've heard the song, but as long as it works, like it doesn't matter. But yeah, what I'll do and what I've done in the Pic-Time one so far is I'll start by sorting by the number of slides that the song matches to first, because I'm trying to make the beat match work to the number of slides that I have. So I look, if your slides match up with the song, it'll say fit. and then it'll start to say like remove 2 slides or add 2 slides. And then that's how you know that you're getting closer to the songs. And then I look at the wavelength of the song. You can see it right in the middle. And if you see that it like starts to crescendo up, like those are the ones that I tend to like, are the ones that like start to build up almost like a story. Actually, in the characteristics, I think it also says building in the song characteristics, but like those are usually my favorite ones, are the ones that feel like a story.
So you found a clever way to curate the music first by looking at the whole wave. That's nice. I do have a question. There's a question in the chat. Like, are you comfortable with answering? Like, how much are you planning to charge for Slideshow? Do you have any sort of idea how to do it in the simple sales? Because the first, like, just for people who don't know, a simple sales system, it works in a way that you first present a slideshow for a 24 hours, and then after that time, the client will need to choose a collection, like from 3 of the collection packages that will be able to access the whole gallery and will be able to redeem what was in the collection. So that is how the whole system works. And then in a collection, you can also include a slideshow as a download, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like, I don't think that I plan to like offer it as like a la carte, like it's probably be included in the package, and then like the total package will be representative of like what the value of the slideshow is. But yeah, I don't plan to take an a la carte approach with the slideshow.
Gotcha. So it's just going to be included in either 1 or 2 or maybe all of 3 packages, depending how you will just set things up.
Right. Yep. So it really is like a value add to the packages and the price that we're commanding for the packages. Nice, great. Thanks so much for the tips about looking at the songs and picking the right songs and all the tips. I think we have a lot of simple sales system folks in the chat here as well. So it might be if you guys will have some question about how to or ideas later for the panel, just put them in the comments and we'll just talk about it in a second. So now, Oli, my friend. So we've seen that you've been going crazy on vertical slideshows.
Mate, I'm all about that vertical. So much of the data that I read for myself shows figures of over 50% of people leaning towards seeing and viewing on vertical. So yeah, I'm just curious about trying that format. Yeah.
And like, because like the vertical format, like you have so many options with the layouts. Would you say, picking like, because like looking at your slideshows is just like, you look at this and it goes crazy, image after image. It's all like, seems very, very curated. Do you spend a lot of time thinking about the layouts and, putting that all together? Or you just, try, I don't know, what's your work? Share with us the art, the mastermind behind this.
Magic, I aspire to be as organized and thoughtful as Cornell and Annie with their slideshows. The ones that I deliver, I think I'm quite lazy with it. And I guess my reasoning for that is, they're looking at themselves, for me anyway, their connection with these images are strong because they've got loved ones in them. So for me, it's essential to, get the slideshows out really, really quickly. And like, as an example, I sent an email to Aga of Pic-Time today, and I pumped out 6 slideshows in about 20 minutes. It was just insanely fast because I could do that quickly with 6 Pic-Time tabs open. And that blew me away. And then I had 6 scheduled emails sending them out when the couples got home from work at about 7 o'clock at night. So I knew both people would be home. There wouldn't be one person at work going, oh shit, I've got to like not watch this or sneaky watch it. So the emails went out automatically and I started getting all of these crazy messages back because I was able to get them out quickly. So Yeah, it's I would like to think about them more. Sometimes I like putting lots of time into them, but I really agonize over music. So I have 3 tracks that I use for every single one. And they're not always ideal, but I know they're sort of generalist enough, and they're from an old friend's band. Yeah, and they've just been a great fit.
Have you tried any death metal songs over the slideshows? As I know you like.
That's my next experiment. Thanks to you enabling it, Magic.
Yeah, we're like, maybe that could be something to Amir, that please include some more death metal in the song selections. No, we're just joking, of course. But for like the whole vision, like I like the whole idea that you said that you are scheduling the emails just to make sure the clients are at home. Like for me, when I send out the slideshows, I usually send them out only to the groom and tell him beforehand that, hey, just prepare a nice evening with your wife, and don't tell her that the photos are ready, but they're ready. Just get a wine, just get flowers. So I kind of do the setup for them, and usually it ends up being like, he messaged me afterwards being like, man, dude, thanks so much, it was amazing, you made my day. And the brides also, I'm very happy. So I kind of have this sneaky way just to send it to the one party, so like and the groom, so he can just come out as, you know, the one who just presented the photos in a nice way. But yeah, I do, and I do have one more question for you, because like we do have a, like the Pic-Time slideshows has a lot of the layout options and the title options. Did you try to play around with this to, you know, to create some sort of, I don't know, travel?
Man. Yeah, they're incredible. And the thing that I found was, you know, particularly with the vertical one that I did, and the reason why I use sometimes quite fast-paced slideshows is because what I found works great with experimenting on reels is if I'm creating a short, punchy reel for a particular vendor, such as a florist, and it then predominantly features their work or the
That's
venue,
amazing. Yeah.
something that's vendor shareable. And that's worked great in the past. So yeah, having these layouts where I can quickly get key stuff looking well composed is unreal, man. Like, yeah, sometimes it's a quick 2 clicks to have an image fill the entire screen and then align it so that the you know, the couple's head is front and center, and that's what makes it engaging. Like just filling real estate. Composition be gone, you know, as long as they're front and center, that's going to be engaging for them.
Nice. Okay. Thanks so much, Oli, for sharing this. Stay with us for the little panel. And on Twyla, we're talking, like you already sneak peeked a little bit, telling us about this emotional, you know, connection. I'm guessing you are, that's my guess, correct me if I'm wrong, that you would probably choose slow pace versus fast pace in your slideshows.
Yeah, and I take a similar approach to Cornell, where I look for those like crescendos in the music. So I mostly shoot families, and what I like to do for that part when it really gets very dramatic, and that part's usually towards the end, I usually shoot the parents together as well, so by themselves without the kids, and I like to put that part there because it just gets very, I don't know, emotional for them as they watch it. So you know, it's effective. I mean, using slideshows is super effective just in a marketing strategy standpoint. So I offer 3 different pricing packages for my sessions, and the first one includes a slideshow. So for the other 2, you get into the like over delivering aspects, so they don't even know that this is coming. And
nice.
Then it's an emotional thing. So, I mean, there's so many different ways that you can approach this, but one thing is to just get them on a Zoom call with permission to record, so that first you can, you can share the experience of somebody getting to see their gallery for the first time in the most emotional way that they could. And so that's very rewarding as an artist, because sometimes, you know, you let your gallery go and then you don't know how they really felt about it, or sorry, or you're waiting for, the feedback that sometimes you don't get, right? So that's a really cool part, to actually be a part of that and get to experience it.
So you do like kind of a live feedback and record that as well.
And then from that, I mean, as long as you have permission, you can use that. Like, that's very powerful. I mean, we all know how powerful video is right now. So to use that as testimonials, or, in your marketing campaigns, and being able to share that, and being able to share the emotional response people have to the images that you take, can be really powerful. But also, so as I'm delivering these for the smaller packages, almost every single time I've made a slideshow and delivered it, they've upgraded to the biggest package, because now they're so tied to these images that they saw in this like way where it's attached to music that's also going to make you feel a certain way, much more than going through a gallery. And I deliver a lot of images. So I do feel like that's overwhelming to see them that way. And for it to be curated like this, for me to show you the most emotive imagery that I took, and the best of every single session, has been really impactful. So, there's a lot of value you get from over delivering value to your customers, getting to share in the experience of how they're actually feeling about the art that you create, but then also you can make more money. So, I mean, there's so many ways that you can use them to,
no, I love it.
affect your business. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, like, an amazing tip with the Zoom call. I do have like a question for you though, regarding the curation of the images, because you said you deliver a lot of images. I deliver a lot of images too as well. So how do you do you have like a certain way of being like, okay, I start slideshow with this type of photos? Because like you said that when the music is going, more emotional, you choose to this parents photos, which is amazing. Like how do you start? Do you have like any strong start ideas, or it depends?
So it's my sessions are a little bit of a journey, and they're pretty, like, I typically start a little laid back. So it's kind of showing how we've arrived to the space that we're in. So they're usually, very candid, but kind of walking. So the way that I photograph sort of tells a story on its own. So I sort of go chronologically in that I start with that, and then I'm kind of pulling aside the parent photos or whatever is the most like emotional throughout the session to pair with that part of the music. But all I do is I go through everything that I've taken, and it's really kind of that like gut feeling you get. Like, if it makes me feel like, then I'll pick it for the slideshow. And then it typically, for me, it just always ends up being around that same number that fits perfectly for a slideshow. I like my time on image to be around 2.3 is what I've noticed. I've been doing this for a long time. That's like my magic number. It's just long enough, but not like so long that you might get bored if it wasn't yours. So if they're sharing it with other people, or if I'm using it, what I used to do is embed them on my website, which is also going to help improve your SEO, having people spend more time watching the slideshows there. So that was my thought, wanting to keep people, on the slideshow. So, I don't know. So that's what I do. Just if it makes me feel something, then it's going to go in.
Yeah, thanks so much. And I have one more question from the chat regarding do you have any tips how to get the couple on, like, what to tell them about the Zoom set, like the whole Zoom setup?
It's all client communication, so really preparing people for what to expect. And I like to send client questionnaires, which is another place where you can get help if you have trouble choosing music. Although this selection in Pic-Time, I mean, they just have such great style. So of course it's amazing. I'm somebody else that will literally use the same song for every slideshow, because I found one that works, and it's so hard to find something good, but they do have an amazing selection. So in your questionnaire, you can kind of find out what your family or couple might like a little bit more as far as music goes to help you. But then you can also ask, like in my questionnaire, ask if I can share on social media. And then in that, you can also ask them if it's okay to record something like that. Even if not, like, just the experience of being able to do that is really powerful. And I send links so I have like a styling session link that they have to do before their shoot. They schedule their own shoot, and then they can schedule that kind of like delivery time. And if you have trouble like staying on task, that's going to be another thing helping you stay accountable to your delivery time as well.
That's amazing. Thanks so much for sharing all the tips. We have also nice comments like this webinar is treasure of inspiration and ideas. So thanks so much for all of you who spoke already. And now, Michael, last but not least, I wonder, how do you use slideshows? You are a primary, like your job is a videographer. So that what you do, like high-end weddings. This is your cup of tea. And then you are a designer, so I'm working with brands. So tell me everything. How do you slideshows, man?
Yeah, probably a bit like Oli. There's just a lot of fluff, a lot of different things going on. So yeah, over the last couple of years, I've been doing a lot more photography. And again, coming from the videography background and obviously music being key, I wanted that same emotional experience in my photography. So I was building all of my slideshows in Final Cut Pro, which was taking forever. And obviously now I think one of the most exciting things about Pic-Time is the vertical. It's, for me, a bit like Oli, it's all about the vertical. I'm probably less, everyone's been talking about the beat matching, which is great. But what I find is really simple, really easy to do is if you upload like 7 images to your portrait size, that will be roughly 15 seconds, and 14 images is 28 seconds. So you can spit those out really quickly without any music. And then when you bring them over into your reels, then you've got the full the Pic-Time music library is fantastic, but just for instance, if you just don't even have the time to search the music, I know Max Richter, anything by Max Richter is going to work for me. So like literally I can just even take that slideshow knowing that 7 images is going to be Instagram story length of like 14 seconds. 14 images is roughly going to be your max for a reel, which is like 30 seconds. And then when I upload it to the reel, I've got the whole Spotify playlist to add whatever music I want. So I generally just put like a slow crossfade on my slideshow, download it and bring it straight over. So like a bit like Oli, I had 5 slideshows created yesterday for a few editorial shoots that I've done recently in like under half an hour and sent off to the client.
Nice.
Which was incredible. And likewise then with my commercial work, a lot of it's a mixture of photo and video. And again, everyone's needing content for their reels from the commercial side. So it's just been so quick going back to a lot of those shoots and being able to create reels. Again, so more so than at the moment, obviously, because weddings has been a bit slower over the last year. So I haven't been delivering it for wedding couples, but for my commercial work at the minute, and even for delivering my brands as well. It's just been incredible. So much faster than Final Cut Pro. I think it was Pauline in the groups was saying she builds hers in Premiere as well, which I feel your pain, Pauline. I know how long it takes.
Yes, I did few in Premiere as well back in the day, and that was a long process compared to what we have now. But what like I really like what you said about delivering these to your commercial clients, because like I'm guessing a lot of photographers in the last year, when we didn't get to shoot weddings, we've seen many companies needing to exist on social media, exist on Instagram stories. So I know a lot of folks doing some, so simple photos for some, restaurants, around the corner, to some other, businesses that they can help. And now having this tool as well makes it even, easier to just deliver a product. Like slideshow, that would be a product. You start with a logo, you add some, you could add even a menu on a slide, title slide in the middle, you know what I mean? Or like, this is a burger with this, and and photo of the bird. Like, there's so many opportunities to actually benefit from this, not only with our wedding clients, but also with all these kind of businesses. So that is exciting.
Even, sorry to cut across your Maciej, even in terms of whether you're shooting commercial or not, the next day, the fact that you can take your gallery and do a reel for your florist or your planner, for all of the team. And if you know in your head, okay, I only need 7 images to create a 15-second Instagram story, or again, 14 images, that like very, very quickly, you could have a ton of content ready there for other vendors as well, which is pretty incredible.
Yes, yeah. I like what Oli said. How do you call it, Oli? Vendor shareable. Yeah, basically. So that's something that we can all benefit from, because then we this is like a pure advertisement for us. It doesn't cost us anything, right?
exactly. A bit like Cornell, I'm not planning at the moment to sell them separately. I already offer a slideshow in my second and third package, not in my basic package. So it just makes it a lot easier now because I don't have to jump across the Final Cut to spend a few hours building that. Now I'll have that done within the Pic-Time gallery that I'm already creating for the client anyway. So yeah, sorry, Eddie, I'm probably speaking really fast, a lot faster than Lauren. I'll try to slow down.
No worries. We're all good. Like I think like our audience have to get used to it, like with the mixed accents from all over the world, as we have presented in this webinar too. So if I could have Lauren back, Lauren, come back to us and help me run the panel. How do you like all these ideas? Actually, that's my question to you, Lauren.
I love them. I love the idea of the vendor shareable too. I think that's such a smart idea, and it will totally change the game for everybody. I feel like not only for the vendors, but also for you as like a photographer, because you're offering your clients this product that no one else really has ever offered before even. So it's really such a huge game changer. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, like that's gonna be my first year delivering vendor shareables. Let us know in the comments who else is gonna do vendor shareables now, and make sure you thank Oli and Michael for the tips here, and also like Twyla, Cornell, and Annie for the tips, all the tips today, because this is crazy. So we could have probably Aga could help us with it, because someone asked with the Instagrams for each of our panelists, so you can probably DM them as well. I'm hoping they are happy to answer DMs as well. And now, yeah, the panel, Lauren, you do the panel. I'll let you do the panel.
Sounds good. So I've got a couple questions that I'm just going to answer, and then if anybody in the chat has any questions for me or for the panelists, you can leave them as there's a little Q&A button at the bottom of your Zoom. You can click on that for it, or you can just leave it in the chat as well if you have any questions for any of the photographers here or for me as well. So we've got a couple questions already. The first one is from Matteo asking about the resolution options for the downloaded video. So right now, when you download the video, it is constrained to 1600 pixels. And we're going to be releasing a higher HD version that's full 1980 by 1080 px, that sort of deal, very soon, like in the next few days. So that will be the resolution for the slideshows upcoming. And one of the other big questions has been regarding the music. So with our music library, you can choose any of the songs that is available on the library, and it's already licensed through us. So you don't have to worry about copyright or anything like that. You're allowed to, download and share the photos, or download and share the slideshow and sell it as well. So that music is already licensed and ready to go for you. Now, with the music that you upload yourself, you do have to make sure you either have permission for it, or you have, you've purchased a license for that song. So you'll just want to make sure you're allowed to use your own upload.
Or you recorded it yourself and sang it yourself. That could be
there you go. In that case, you do whatever you want with it. So yeah, exactly. So
I kind of can't wait to make a slideshow that I do like,
oh my gosh, that would be really funny. I would love that. That would be so sweet. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you could even do like a narration or something like that too. Like the possibilities are totally endless.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Hello,
that would be fantastic.
Hello, Joni and Candy. Your wedding was awesome.
Perfect.
I'm really excited about this.
I'm sold already. I'll buy it. But yeah, and then the other thing in regards to uploading your own music is with the beat matching. We had another question on that. So right now the beat matching doesn't really quite work with your own music, but we are adding that as an option as well. I'm sure Amir can speak on that more if you want to, Amir, but the beat matching will be available for your own uploaded music as well pretty soon. And then what else? Are there any other questions that anybody has? I'm trying to look through here. Oh, we did have another question earlier regarding the watermark. Jackie Howard asked a watermark question, and there's two different places you can have the watermark appear on the slideshow. You can have it appear in the gallery itself while people are just viewing the slideshow, and then you have the option to also have it appear when they purchase and download the slideshow. So you can have it in two different places. That way, if you're worried about people screenshotting anything like that, you can still put your watermark on top of the slideshow that's viewable in the gallery, but then you can have the downloaded version not include your watermark, or maybe include a smaller version of your watermark so that you can have some free branding, but you can include like a smaller watermark or no watermark on your downloaded version of the slideshow. And yes, you will be able to sell the slideshow via Pic-Time. There's 3 different price points that you can choose from. So you can sell either like different lengths of slideshows or different formats of slideshows, all within the same gallery. So they're not tied to a single slideshow price. And just to mention later on, we are going to also be having another webinar for the slideshows with the simple sales system specifically. So we'll be doing that in about a week or so, I believe. So you'll want to keep your eye out on your email for that too. So we'll be chatting with Anami with that too. And I think, does anybody have any other questions? Magic, do you see any questions?
I saw the question about the stacking 2 photos, which Oli already answered. So you can choose a layout and stack 2 photos easily. Maybe let's have a discussion about using a slideshow as a sneak peek. Who does that? Let us, like, from the panelists, who does the sneak peeks? Because we said about the like slideshow as like the beginning, but do you do something like the day after shoot, like day after wedding, or maybe the same day? Is that possible? Has anyone done that? Anyone is crazy? Like,
mine is a week. Mine's not as quick as that. Maybe now that it's so fast, I'll be able to do a same day or the next day. But at the moment, mine's 1 week later. But I definitely think with the vendor shareable stuff, especially the planner, the wedding planner, I think that to be able to get them reel the next day is incredible, because obviously a lot of the time the planner wants to be the first person to share some of that content. So I mean, that's so fast. That's so fast.
So kind of also before they would just post their smartphone photos, but that probably they want to do the day after, right? You just have to be faster.
Yeah, and of course, obviously you'll share it with the couple first, of course, before sharing anything else. But yeah, I think that to be able to get that content out so fast is just incredible. Especially the portrait stuff. I love the portrait stuff. I think for me, that is probably one of the biggest sellers about it. Is just the fact that now you can do portrait slideshows is incredible. I could probably bang on just about portrait slideshows for another 5 minutes, so I'm going to mute now.
And how about Twyla and Cornell? Because like Cornell, for you, simple sales, I guess sneak peek as a general idea of sending that day after, like, does not work with the system, or do you have any like work around that?
I don't send really any sneak peeks with the simple sales system, because.
And how fast like is your turnaround with the whole thing? Like, would you say like you are getting them photos like quickly?
Yeah, I usually tell families like 3 to 4 weeks I'll deliver like the full gallery. But and then obviously with simple sales system, the slideshow is the first
step.
Yeah. And so that's the wow factor, and like and Twyla was talking about this, like that is part of the building that kind of emotional journey to through the whole sales cycle of like getting them here and then having them make a purchase decision while their emotions are high, and then, and then go from there.
Nice. I'm guessing you agree with this, Twyla. No, like you don't do sneak peeks as well, or? Yeah,
they don't see anything until I deliver. So I'm not putting anything on social media while I'm working. It's just so much more exciting because, otherwise you want to post the best of the best when you're doing it. And, I feel like going to be a letdown if nothing compares to the stuff that you already posted. So yeah, I like to save it off.
I get, yeah, that's so clever. You guys are so smart. Like, I think it makes like the whole system works for so many business models, and can be just, you know, readjusted. Like, how do you want to work with this? Like, how do you, if you guys in the comments have any ideas that we missed, we are really happy to hear them. How about you, Annie, with the elopements? Would you like do sneak peeks?
I haven't. I don't know why.
I'm not, you know,
always...
chasing everyone on that sneak, like I'm the sneak peek police right now. Sorry.
No. I think I use it more, like I use the slideshows more as a way to ingest an entire gallery. And so I've never used it as a sneak peek because it's almost like the surprise that I give them with their full gallery. They're not expecting it. It's kind of this like extra treat that they get to experience their whole gallery through the slideshows. So I've never done, but that's not to say this might not be a great idea, because I haven't been able to in the past, because I'm always traveling for all of my work and I've been using a third party. It was just this whole extra thing, and this might change it. Who knows? This conversation right here might be me starting to do sneak peek slideshows. You could have just changed my whole business.
We'll see. We'll see. Like, I'm guessing, like Narit and Amir, you probably can already see in the data of this, like as you said, like right after it was launched, you see so many slideshows. But you're going to be the ones who are going to see like how much this feature is used.
Yeah. So I want to say two things about. So first of all, for the sneak peek, everyone that's using the simple set system, of course, knows about the slideshow as an integral part of it. We also have the rolling publish app that also have the sneak peek structure, and the slideshow is a very good option to automate all this process. So when you load things, you create a slideshow, and then it automates the sneak peek part, and then opens the gallery in a timed way later, like a few days later, or how much time you decide. So this is for the sneak peek. The second thing, there was a questions going on here on the chat. It was long ago, but this is my opportunity to jump in. So I think a lot of people, when they see on the bitmatch, it says you need 70 more slides for the song or something like that, then they say, oh, I cannot use this audio track because I need another 70 more slides or less. So basically, you don't have, if you're missing slides, like the audio track is longer than what you need, that's fine. You can leave it at that. The slideshow will fade out the audio when it will complete the slides. So it's not something that you absolutely need to match the song or the audio track exactly the duration. So this is also something I wanted to jump in and say.
Nice, thanks so much. Thanks so much for this. What do we have next? Like, do you guys have anything else you want to share? Like, because after we had everyone talking like about all these ideas, maybe you have some other thoughts. Like any of you, feel free to just jump in. I'll just read through my notes really quickly. Lauren, help me out if there's like too much of a silence.
Meanwhile, no, we can talk. We can always talk. But you talked about the data. The one is looking always at the, do you call it the CPU, like what's going on with our drivers and everything. So Amir keeps an eye on that all the time. And I think we have like a ton of slideshows going on from the release date.
Yes,
right?
Definitely. I thought they were talking about how much is going into sneak peeks, and no, there's a amazing amount of slideshows going in.
Yeah.
And I have to say that we were surprised. We knew that people would like the vertical, the phone ones, but it was absolute. We were surprised by the amount of videos, the amount of slideshows that were published so quickly and so many.
I think it's important to say that the development of the slideshow, as everything we do in Pic-Time and every process that is made in Pic-Time, is always with photographers. And we're getting feedback from photographers while we were getting feedback and ideas from photographers while we were doing it. And now also, you know, when it's out, obviously there are so many ideas going on. So keep sending us your ideas,
Yes.
either in the group or through the live chat. This is how we build like a product that will be a great tool for you. This is exactly.
For example, all the layouts, we were halfway into the slideshow, and then a discussion with one of the photographers, the layout came in, so we had to go back and change, because this is like an infrastructural thing underlying. So we really like the ideas, and people are doing some very cool stuff with the layouts, and we saw it, and we are going to build on that to make it easier. So when you can make it easy to have lots of photos and then not always change all the photos. So if you have, let's say, a layout with multiple photos, sometimes one photo will stay and one photo will change. And so you can do all kinds of dances and playing around that. And some things are coming around that area as well. Nurit gave me the look, said he's speaking too much. So
no, today
you're just sneaking peek to it. Yeah, just sharing too much of the classified information, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Like we all can tell that there's so much excitement about all the new features coming as well. I want to say something. I forgot. I just want to comment like what you guys looking at the data. So we did not broke internet yet, but it's coming with the new features, I guess. But all the servers just go down. Just too much stuff. Too much people excited about slideshows.
We're all ready for everything.
Yes. And by the way, the version next week, yes, it's going to have also the user activity, so you'll be able to see at what time who watched the
how many people saw
all these type of things are coming.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, actually I forgot, it's not on the list.
It's not on my list. It should be on the marketing list.
But it's there. Yes,
okay,
it's coming.
Okay. I think that's it. I think we have talked about every possible angle for now of using slideshows as they are right now. We can tell you guys are excited also in the chat. If you guys have any more questions, you can just leave them under either YouTube film that was going to be a video that's going to be posted with this webinar, or in a Facebook group, I'm guessing, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to answer them as well. And for all those of you who are watching replay, also you can just leave a comment and we'll get back to you guys. It's been a great evening for me, afternoon, and I'm guessing like completely different for each of you here. So Lauren, what do we have next? You said another webinar about slideshows?
Yes, next week we'll be doing another webinar about slideshows with the simple sales system. So that will be next week. So be on the lookout on your email for the link to that as well.
By the way, Lauren's voice, which is so pleasant, this is the voice that we're using for like the marketing video that we did for the slideshow. It's Lauren's voice. And we just love it. We're doing all in-house, so it's really fun.
So also, if you want to voice over your slideshows, you can just hire Lauren.
Exactly, I will do it. I'll narrate.
Read the text. So thanks so much to all the panelists. Thanks so much, Amir and Nurit. Thanks so much, Michael, Twyla, Oli, Cornell, Anni. Thanks so much for sharing all the tips. They've been well received. I can see we will have a lot of people, thinking about how to use the slideshows today even. And I've already seen the comments by people being like, "Oh, I haven't signed up for Pic-Time yet, but today is the day." That's a good news for all of us. And again, thanks so much. Have a great day, evening, morning, wherever in the world you are, or a good night for Oli. And see you guys in the next webinar.
And good luck to Annie with the boy girl.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.